First contact, the arrival, the vast expanse of space stretched out before the United Earth Federation's starship Odyssey, an endless canvas of stars punctuated by the swirling, ethereal beauty of the Orion Nebula. Captain Aria Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the main view screen, a mix of excitement and apprehension coursing through her veins. After years of searching, humanity had finally made contact with an advanced alien civilization. Status report, Aria commanded, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. Lieutenant Commander Rashid, her second-in-command, responded promptly. All systems nominal, Captain. We're maintaining position at the designated coordinates. No sign of the Zarkonian vessel yet. Aria nodded, her short black hair bobbing slightly with the movement. At 35, she was young for a starship captain, but her brilliant strategic mind and unparalleled diplomatic skills had propelled her rapidly through the ranks. Now, she found herself at the forefront of humanity's most significant encounter since leaving Earth's solar system. They'll be here, she said, more to herself than to her crew. The Zarkonians value punctuality above all else. As if on cue, a ripple of energy surged across the view screen. Space itself seemed to fold and unfold, revealing a sight that left even the most seasoned members of the Odyssey's crew speechless. The Zarkonian ship, if it could be called that, was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. It was massive, easily dwarfing the Odyssey, but size was the least of its remarkable features. The vessel appeared to be alive, its surface a shifting, iridescent membrane that pulsed with an inner light. Tendrils of energy asked across its hull, and what seemed to be organic sensory organs swiveled to focus on the human ship. "My God," whispered Dr. Elena Rossi, the ship's xenobiologist. It's not just a ship, it's a living organism." Aria's mind raced with the implications. The level of bioengineering required to create a living starship was beyond anything humanity had even theorized. In that moment, she realized just how outmatched they might be. "Open a channel," she ordered, straightening her uniform. "Let's not keep our new friends waiting." The view screen flickered, and Aria found herself face to face with the first Zarkonian any human had ever seen. The alien was tall and slender, with 4 arms and skin that shimmered like polished opal. Its eyes, 3 of them arranged in a triangle on its face, blinked in unison as it regarded Aria. "Greetings, representatives of Earth," the Zarkonian spoke, its voice a melodious trill that seemed to bypass their ears and resonate directly in their minds. "I am High Emissary Zalvek of the Zarkonian Empire. We have long awaited this encounter." Aria bowed slightly, a gesture of respect she hoped would translate across species. "High Emissary Zalvek, I am Captain Aria Chen of the United Earth Federation's starship Odyssey. On behalf of humanity, we welcome you and express our eagerness for peaceful exchange between our peoples." Zalvek's head tilted, and gesture Aria couldn't quite interpret. "Your words are agreeable, Captain Chen. However, the Zarkonian Empire does not extend trust lightly. You claim to seek peace, yet your vessel bristles with weapons. How are we to reconcile this contradiction?" Aria felt a bead of sweat form on her brow. This was the delicate dance of first contact, where every word could tip the scales between friendship and hostility. "High Emissary, our weapons are purely defensive. In our exploration of the galaxy, we've encountered both wonders and dangers. We come prepared, but with open hands and open minds." The Zarkonian's eyes pulsed with an inner light. "A prudent approach, perhaps. Yet it speaks to a fundamental aspect of your species, the constant preparation for conflict. Tell me, Captain Chen, how can a race so steeped in violence truly be ready to join the greater galactic community?" The question hung in the air, charged with implications. Aria knew her response could shape the future of human-Zarkonian relations for generations to come. "High Emissary," she began, choosing her words carefully, "humanity's history has indeed been marked by conflict. But it is precisely because of this history that we now strive so earnestly for peace. We have learned, often at great cost, the value of cooperation and understanding. Our weapons are a reminder of where we've been, but our presence here, seeking dialogue, is a testament to where we hope to go. Zalvek remained silent for a long moment, its alien features unreadable. Then, to Uriah's surprise, it made a sound that might have been laughter. "Well spoken, Captain. Your honesty is refreshing. Perhaps there is more to your species than our initial scans suggested." Uriah allowed herself a small smile. It wasn't acceptance, not yet, but it was a start. "We have much to learn from each other, High Emissary. If you're willing, I propose a cultural exchange. Allow a small delegation from my ship to visit yours, and in return, we would be honored to host representatives from your empire aboard the Odyssey." The Zarkonian's eyes flickered rapidly, a sign Uriah took to mean it was considering the proposal. "Your offer is bold, Captain Chen. Bold, and not without risk, to both our peoples. Yet, it is in the crucible of such risks that true understanding is forged." Zolvik paused, its shimmering skin rippling with patterns of light. "We accept your proposal, with one condition." Uriah tensed, sensing the weight of the moment. "And what condition is that, High Emissary?" "You, Captain Chen, will be the sole representative of humanity to board our vessel, and you will do so alone." The bridge of the Odyssey erupted in a flurry of whispered protests. Lieutenant Commander Rashid stepped forward, his face a mask of concern. "Captain, I must object. The risk is—" Uriah held up a hand, silencing her crew. She locked eyes with the Zarkonian emissary, understanding the test that was being laid before her. This was more than a diplomatic exchange. It was a challenge, a chance to prove humanity's courage and commitment to peace. "I accept your condition, High Emissary Zalvek," Uriah said, her voice firm and clear. "I place my trust in the honor of the Zarkonian Empire, as I hope you will place your trust in the integrity of humanity." Zolvek's three eyes blinked in unison, and for the first time, Uriah saw what might have been approval in its alien gaze. "Well chosen, Captain Chen. Prepare yourself. In one planetary rotation, you will be transported aboard our vessel. There, you will bear witness to wonders your kind has never imagined, and face challenges that will test the very essence of what it means to be human." With that, the communication ended, leaving the bridge of the Odyssey in stunned silence. Uriah turned to her crew, seeing a mix of awe, fear, and pride on their faces. "Well," she said, allowing a hint of excitement to creep into her voice, "it looks like I have some preparing to do. Dr. Rossi, I'll need everything you can give me on Zarkonian biology and culture. Lieutenant Rashid, run every scan we have on that ship. I want to know as much as possible before I step aboard." As her crew sprang into action, Uriah took a moment to gaze out at the living Zarkonian vessel. Its bioluminescent pulses seemed to echo the beating of her own heart. In less than a day, she would be stepping into the unknown, carrying the hopes and future of humanity with her. The next 24 hours passed in a whirlwind of preparation. Dr. Rossi compiled a crash course in Zarkonian physiology, culture, and known technological capabilities. Lieutenant Rashid and his team analyzed every scrap of data they could gather on the alien vessel, though much of its biology-based technology remained a mystery. As the appointed time drew near, Uriah stood in her quarters, making final adjustments to her uniform. She had chosen to forego any visible weapons or defensive technology, a show of trust that she hoped would not prove foolish. A soft chime from her communicator broke the silence. "Captain," Rashid's voice came through. "It's time." Uriah took a deep breath, steadying herself. "Acknowledged. I'm on my way to the transporter room." The corridors of the Odyssey were lined with crew members, all watching silently as their captain made her way to what could be humanity's greatest triumph, or its doom. In the transporter room, her senior staff waited, their faces a mix of pride and concern. Dr. Rossi stepped forward, pressing a small device into Uriah's hand. It's a universal translator, Captain. More advanced than anything we've used before. It should help with any linguistic challenges you encounter. Arya nodded gratefully, slipping the device into her pocket. Thank you, Elena. Let's hope it gets a workout. There's so much we could learn from the Zarkonians. Lieutenant Commander Rashid approached next, his usual stoic expression softened by worry. Captain, I still believe this is an unnecessary risk. But I understand why you're doing it. Just come back to us, all right? Arya placed a hand on his shoulder, offering a reassuring smile. I intend to, Rashid. Keep the ship safe while I'm gone. And if something does go wrong, you know what to do. Rashid nodded grimly. They both knew that if the worst happened, the Odyssey would have to return to Earth, carrying warning of the potential threat. With a final look at her crew, Arya stepped onto the transporter pad. Energize, she commanded, her voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in her stomach. The familiar tingle of the transporter enveloped her, and for a moment, Arya Chen existed as nothing more than a stream of atoms and energy. When she rematerialized, she found herself in an environment unlike anything she had ever experienced. The interior of the Zarkonian vessel was a marvel of organic engineering. Walls pulsed with bioluminescent light, floors seemed to adapt to her every step, and what appeared to be living conduits carried energy and information throughout the structure. The air was thick, with a sweet alien scent that made Arya's head swim momentarily. Before she could fully take in her surroundings, a figure stepped forward from the shadows. High Emissary Zalvek, even more impressive in person, regarded Arya with its trio of piercing eyes. Welcome aboard the Nexus of Harmony, Captain Chen. Zalvek's mental voice resonated in Arya's mind. You stand where no human has stood before. Are you prepared for what lies ahead? Arya met the Zarkonian's gaze, her chin held high. I am, High Emissary. Humanity is ready to take its place among the stars, and I am honored to be one to represent us in this historic moment. Zalvek made a gesture that might have been approval or amusement. Bold words, Captain. But here, in the heart of Zarkonian power, words mean little. It is through actions that the true measure of a species is taken. The High Emissary turned, gesturing for Arya to follow. As they moved deeper into the living ship, Arya couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched from all sides. The walls themselves seemed to pulse with curiosity, or perhaps hunger. You must understand, Captain Chen, Zalvek continued as they walked, that the galaxy is not a welcoming place. Countless species rise, only to fall back into obscurity or extinction. The Zarkonian Empire has endured for millennia because we do not suffer the weak or the unworthy to join our ranks. Arya felt a chill run down her spine, but she kept her voice steady. And how does one prove their worthiness to the Zarkonian Empire, High Emissary? They entered a vast chamber, its ceiling lost in a swirling mist of bioluminescent spores. At the center stood a structure that defied easy description, a writhing mass of tendrils and pulsing organs that seemed to fold in on itself in impossible ways. Zalvek turned to Arya, all three of its eyes focused intently on her face. This, Captain Chen, is the crucible of ascension. It is both test and judge, a living labyrinth that probes the very essence of those who dare to enter it. If humanity truly wishes to be recognized by the Zarkonian Empire, you must pass through the crucible. Arya stared at the undulating structure, a mix of fascination and dread building within her. And what exactly does this test entail? The High Emissary's mental voice took on a tone of grim amusement. The crucible reshapes itself for each participant, drawing upon their memories, fears, and deepest desires. It will challenge you physically, mentally, and in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Many enter, few survive. Fewer still emerge truly changed, worthy of standing alongside the Zarkonian people. Arya's mind raced. This was far beyond the cultural exchange she had envisioned. The fate of humanity's place in the galaxy now rested on her ability to navigate an alien test she couldn't possibly prepare for. Yet, even as doubt gnawed at her, Aria felt a spark of determination ignite within her. "And if I refuse?" she asked, already knowing the answer. Zolvek's skin rippled with patterns of light that Aria interpreted as a mixture of disappointment and resignation. "Then you will be returned to your ship, Captain Chen. Humanity will be deemed unready for further contact, and the Zarkonian Empire will withdraw from this sector of space. Your people will be left to fend for themselves in a universe far more dangerous than you can imagine." Aria took a deep breath, weighing the monumental decision before her. On one hand, entering the Crucible could mean her death, leaving humanity without its most experienced first contact specialist. On the other, refusing the challenge could condemn her entire species to isolation, vulnerable to whatever other alien powers might be lurking in the depths of space. In that moment, Aria Chen knew there was only one choice she could make. "I accept your challenge, High Emissary," she said, her voice ringing with determination. "I will enter the Crucible, not just for humanity, but in the spirit of fostering understanding between our peoples." Zolvek's eyes pulsed with an inner light. "Your courage is noted, Captain Chen, but courage alone will not be enough. The Crucible will test every facet of your being. It will push you the quantum crucible." Captain Aria Chen stood at the threshold of the Crucible, its writhing bio-organic mass pulsating with an otherworldly rhythm. The air crackled with unseen energies, sending shivers down her spine. High Emissary Zolvek's final words echoed in her mind. "Remember, human, the Crucible is not just a test, it's a transformation." With a deep breath, Aria stepped forward. The moment her foot touched the living surface of the Crucible, reality itself seemed to fracture. Colors inverted, gravity fluctuated, and Aria felt her consciousness expanding beyond the confines of her physical form. Quantum entanglement initiated, a voice that was both everywhere and nowhere announced. Preparing for multi-dimensional probability analysis. Aria's surroundings shifted, resolving into a vast chamber, filled with swirling holographic representations of alternate timelines. She saw countless versions of herself, each facing different challenges across a myriad of possible worlds. "Welcome to the nexus of infinite possibilities," the disembodied voice continued. "Here, every choice you've ever made and every choice you could make coexist simultaneously. Your challenge: navigate the quantum probability maze and collapse the wave function of your ideal future." Aria's scientific mind raced with the implications. This wasn't just a test of character or skill, it was a journey through the very fabric of reality itself. She reached out, her hand passing through a nearby hologram, and suddenly she was there, living that alternate life. She was Aria the diplomat, negotiating a peace treaty between warring alien factions on a distant world. She was Aria the explorer, charting the event horizon of a supermassive black hole. She was Aria the rebel, leading an uprising against a tyrannical Zarkonian regime that had conquered Earth. With each shift, Aria gained new knowledge, new skills, new perspectives. But she also felt herself becoming untethered, her core identity fragmenting across the multiverse. "Caution. Quantum coherence destabilizing," the voice warned. "Subject at risk of permanent dimensional fracture." Aria gritted her teeth, focusing on her mission, on the reason she entered the Crucible in the first place. "I am Aria Chen," she declared to the swirling chaos around her. "Captain of the Odyssey, representative of humanity. And I will not lose myself in this quantum storm." Her words seemed to ripple through the probability field, causing timelines to shift and merge. Aria felt a surge of power coursing through her as she began to exert conscious control over the quantum realm. "Remarkable," a new voice commented, the living consciousness of the Crucible itself. "You're the first being to achieve quantum self-awareness within my domains. Perhaps there is more to your species than we anticipated." Aria didn't respond, her entire being focused on the task at hand. She began to weave together the best elements from each timeline: the diplomatic skills, the scientific knowledge, the unwavering determination. With each passing moment, she was becoming more than just Aria Chen. She was becoming a synthesis of humanity's greatest potential. As she worked, Arya became aware of other entities within the quantum maze, fellow candidates from various alien species, all undergoing their own trials. Many were struggling, their consciousness scattered across too many possibilities. Others had become trapped in favorable timelines, unwilling to face the challenges necessary for growth. Arya realized that true mastery of the Crucible wasn't about finding the easiest path or the most powerful version of oneself. It was about integration, about forging a unified self that could adapt to any possibility while staying true to one's core principles. With this epiphany, Arya began to help the other candidates. She reached out across the quantum field, offering guidance and support. Some rejected her aid, too caught up in their own struggles. Others accepted, and together they navigated the treacherous currents of probability. Intriguing, the Crucible's consciousness commented, "Your actions are unexpected. You prioritize cooperation over personal gain, even in the face of such power." Arya smiled, even as she continued her work. That's what humanity does best. We thrive on connection, on working together to overcome impossible odds. As she spoke, Arya felt the quantum field beginning to stabilize. The chaotic swirl of possibilities coalesced into a single, radiant timeline. In this new reality, Arya saw a future of unprecedented cooperation between species. Humanity stood as a bridge between different alien cultures, their adaptability and empathy fostering a new era of galactic peace. Quantum convergence achieved, the disembodied voice announced. Prepare for dimensional reintegration. The swirling energies of the Crucible began to fade, and Arya felt herself being drawn back to physical reality. As the quantum realm receded, she caught a glimpse of High Emissary Zalvek watching her with an expression that might have been awe. Arya blinked, finding herself once again standing before the now quiescent form of the Crucible. Her body felt the same, but her mind had been expanded beyond anything she could have imagined. "Impossible," Zalvek whispered, its mental voice tinged with disbelief. "You not only survived the quantum crucible, you reshaped it. In all our millennia of using this test, no one has ever." The High Emissary trailed off, its three eyes blinking rapidly as it processed this unprecedented turn of events. Arya stood tall, filled with a newfound confidence and purpose. "High Emissary," she said, her voice resonating with the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. "I believe it's time we had a real discussion about humanity's place in the galaxy. There's so much we can learn from each other, so much we can achieve together." Zalvek was silent for a long moment, its iridescent skin rippling with complex patterns. Finally, it spoke, its mental voice carrying a tone of respect that hadn't been there before. "Indeed, Captain Chen, it seems we have greatly underestimated your species. Come, the Council of Elders will want to hear of this directly." As Arya followed Zalvek deeper into the living ship, her mind raced with the possibilities that lay ahead. She had entered the Crucible as a representative of humanity. She emerged as something more, a bridge between worlds, a catalyst for a new age of intergalactic cooperation. The true challenge, Arya realized, was just beginning. Armed with the knowledge and experiences of countless quantum lifetimes, she now faced the monumental task of guiding humanity into a vast and complex galactic community. But for the first time since this journey began, Arya Chen knew with absolute certainty that they were ready. As they approached the council chambers, Arya felt a familiar tingle. The Odyssey was hailing her. With a nod from Zalvek, she activated her comm device. "Captain Chen here," she said, unable to keep a hint of triumph from her voice. "Mission accomplished, Odyssey. Prepare for first contact protocols. We have a lot to discuss." The stunned silence from the other end of the communication line told Arya all she needed to know. Humanity's great leap into the cosmic unknown had begun, and the universe would never be the same. The empathic singularity. As Captain Arya Chen followed High Emissary Zalvek towards the Council of Elders, the living corridors of the Zarkonian ship pulsed with an energy that seemed to resonate with her newfound quantum awareness. Each step felt like a journey through layers of reality, her consciousness expanding and contracting in tune with the ship's biorhythms. "Prepare yourself, human," Zolvek's mental voice echoed in her mind. The council chamber houses the empathic singularity, the collective consciousness of our species' greatest minds. Aria's eyes widened. A technological hovement. Zolvek's skin shimmered with what might have been amusement. "Not technological, Captain. The empathic singularity is a psychic nexus, a convergence of thought and emotion that transcends the boundaries of individual minds. It is the source of our species' greatest achievements and our most stringent judge." As they approached massive doors that seemed to be made of living crystal, Aria felt a pressure building in her mind. The quantum knowledge she had gained in the crucible roiled within her, seeking expression. The doors parted, revealing a vast spherical chamber. At its center floated a swirling vortex of light and color, tendrils of energy reaching out to connect with the assembled Zarkonian elders who hovered in meditative poses around it. "The empathic singularity," Zolvek announced. "The combined wisdom of countless generations. It will probe your mind, Captain Chen. Your thoughts, memories, and the very essence of your species will be laid bare." Aria squared her shoulders. "I'm ready." As she stepped forward, the tendrils of energy from the singularity reached out, enveloping her in a cocoon of light. Aria gasped as her consciousness was catapulted into a realm of pure thought and emotion. "Welcome, child of Earth," a chorus of voices resonated within her. "Your mind holds mysteries we have not encountered in eons." Aria felt the singularity rifling through her memories, examining the history of humanity with an intensity that was almost painful. Flashes of Earth's past flickered through her mind: wars and peace, triumphs and failures, the long climb from primitive tribes to a spacefaring civilization. Such contradiction, the voices mused. Great capacity for destruction, yet also for creation. Deeply flawed, yet ever striving for betterment. "That's what makes us human," Aria projected her thoughts into the psychic maelstrom. "We're not perfect, but we never stop trying to improve." The singularity's focus shifted, probing deeper. Aria felt it examining the quantum experiences she had gained in the crucible, marveling at the multiversal perspectives she now possessed. "Fascinating. You have touched the quantum foam of reality itself, yet you cling to your humanity. Why?" Aria concentrated, bringing forth the epiphany she had reached within the crucible. "Because our individuality, our unique perspectives, are what give us strength. We don't need to lose ourselves to become more." The energy around Aria pulsed, and suddenly she was no longer alone in the psychic realm. She sensed the minds of the Zarkonian elders joining her, their alien thoughts intertwining with her own. "Show us," they demanded. "Show us this human strength you speak of." Drawing upon her quantum-enhanced abilities, Aria opened her mind fully. She shared not just her own experiences, but the distilled essence of humanity's greatest achievements and deepest emotions. The awe of scientific discovery, the passion of artistic creation, the warmth of love and friendship, the thrill of exploration, the satisfaction of cooperation. The Zarkonian minds reeled at the intensity and diversity of human experience. Aria felt their surprise, their fascination, and underneath it all, a growing sense of recognition. "You are, not unlike us," the voices of the singularity whispered. "Different, yes, but kindred in ways we had not imagined." As the psychic connection deepened, Aria made a startling discovery. Hidden beneath the Zarkonians' advanced technology and aloof demeanor was a deep-seated loneliness. For all their power, they had isolated themselves from the galaxy, fearing contamination from lesser species. "You don't have to be alone," Aria projected, her thoughts tinged with empathy. "Humanity stands ready to join you, to learn from you, and to teach you in return. Together, we could achieve things neither of us could alone." The empathic singularity pulsed with contemplation. Aria felt the weight of eons pressing against her mind as the combined consciousness of the Zarkonian species considered her words. Suddenly, the psychic realm around her began to shift. The swirling energies of the singularity merged with the quantum potential she had brought from the crucible. Arya gasped as a new reality unfolded before her mind's eye. She saw a future where humans and Zarkonians worked side by side, their complementary strengths overcoming challenges neither could face alone. Earth's adaptive creativity combined with Zarkonian biotechnology, leading to advancements that transformed the galaxy. The cold loneliness of space was replaced by a tapestry of cooperating civilizations, with humanity and the Zarkonians at its heart. This is unprecedented. The voice of the singularity resonated, tinged with awe. You have done more than pass our test, Area Chen of Earth. You have opened a door we had thought forever closed. The psychic energies began to recede, gently returning Arya to her physical form. As the glow of the empathic singularity faded, she found herself standing before the assembled Zarkonian elders. Their alien faces were unreadable, but the air thrummed with a new energy. High Emissary Zalvek stepped forward, its 3 eyes blinking in rapid succession. Captain Chen, it said, its mental voice resonating with a warmth that hadn't been there before. The empathic singularity has reached a consensus. Your species has not only proven itself worthy of contact, but has shown us a path we had not considered. Arya stood tall, her mind still reeling from the intense psychic experience. And what path is that, High Emissary? A path of true cooperation, Zalvek replied. For too long we have held ourselves apart from the younger races, believing our solitude was necessary for our survival. You have shown us that there is strength in diversity, in the blending of different perspectives. One of the elders floated forward, its iridescent skin pulsing with patterns of light. We propose a new era of collaboration between our peoples, it announced. A sharing of knowledge and technology that will propel both our civilizations to new heights. Arya's heart raced with excitement and a touch of trepidation. This was beyond anything she had hoped for when she first set foot on the Zarkonian ship. I am honored by your proposal, she said carefully, but such a monumental decision will require consultation with my superiors on Earth. Zalvek nodded, a gesture it had clearly adopted for her benefit. Of course, we shall establish a direct quantum communication link with your homeworld. The details of our future cooperation must be negotiated with care and mutual respect. As the Zarkonians began preparations for the historic communication, Arya took a moment to center herself. The quantum knowledge from the crucibles swirled within her, hinting at the incredible possibilities that lay ahead. Humanity was about to take a leap into a future beyond their wildest dreams, with challenges and opportunities they could scarcely imagine. Arya Chen, once a simple starship captain, now stood at the crossroads of human destiny. The weight of this responsibility was enormous, but as she looked at the eager faces of the Zarkonian elders, she felt a surge of determination. Whatever the future held, humanity would face it with new allies at their side. The cosmic dance of civilizations was about to begin anew, and Earth would play a leading role. As the quantum communication array hummed to life, Arya straightened her uniform and prepared to deliver the most important report of her life. This is Captain Arya Chen of the Starship Odyssey, she began, her voice steady and clear. Earth, prepare for a transmission that will change the course of human history. The nexus of civilizations. The quantum communication link hummed with energy as Captain Arya Chen's message reached Earth. The response was immediate and unprecedented. Within hours, a joint task force of Earth's greatest minds was assembled to begin negotiations with the Zarkonians. As talks progressed, Arya found herself in a unique position. Her quantum-enhanced mind allowed her to bridge the gap between human and Zarkonian thought processes, facilitating understanding on a level never before achieved in interspecies communication. We stand at the threshold of a new era, Arya announced to the assembled dignitaries from both species. But our alliance is just the beginning. I propose we establish a nexus of civilizations, a galactic hub for cooperation and cultural exchange. The idea took root quickly. Within weeks, plans were underway to construct a massive space station at the midpoint between Earth and Zarcomian space. This station would serve as neutral ground for species across the galaxy to meet, share knowledge, and work towards common goals. As construction began, utilizing a fusion of human ingenuity and Zarconian biotechnology, Aria's quantum sensors detected a disturbance in the fabric of spacetime. "Something's coming," she warned the joint Human-Zarconian Council. "Something big." No sooner had the words left her mouth than a massive interdimensional rift tore open the sky above the partially constructed Nexus station. Through it emerged a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and reshaping itself. "I am Thivol, cosmic arbiter of the multiversal concordat." The entity's voice resonated directly in the minds of all present. "Your actions have drawn the attention of powers beyond your comprehension." Panic erupted among the assembled species, but Aria stepped forward, her quantum-enhanced mind allowing her to perceive the multidimensional nature of the being before them. "Greetings, Exlevol," she said, her voice steady. "We mean no offense to the greater powers of the multiverse. We seek only to improve ourselves and our place in the cosmos." The energy being shifted, tendrils of light probing towards Aria. "You speak with wisdom beyond your years, quantum-touched one. But the balance of the multiverse is delicate. Your nexus of civilizations threatens to upset that balance." Aria's mind raced, drawing upon the myriad possibilities she had experienced in the quantum crucible. Or, she countered, it could be the key to stabilizing it. Imagine a focal point for positive change across multiple realities. Thivol paused, its energy form pulsating with consideration. "Intriguing. You propose to expand your nexus beyond mere interspecies cooperation." "Yes," Aria said, the plan forming in her mind even as she spoke. The nexus of civilizations could become a multiversal confluence point, a place where knowledge and culture from across the multiverse can be shared and understood. The assembled humans and Zarconians watched in awe as Aria engaged in cosmic diplomacy beyond their wildest imaginings. Hexevol's form shifted rapidly, its multidimensional senses probing the possibilities. "Your vision is unprecedented," Hexevol finally declared. "The multiversal concordat has long sought a means to foster greater understanding between realities. Your nexus could serve this purpose." With a gesture that defied description, Hexevol reached into the fabric of spacetime itself. The partially constructed Nexus station shimmered and transformed, its structure now incorporating materials and technologies from across the multiverse. "Behold," Hexevol announced, "the multiversal nexus. A beacon of cooperation that will shine across realities." As the energy being's modifications settled, Aria gasped. Her quantum senses could perceive the true nature of the transformed station. It existed not just in their reality, but in multiple dimensions simultaneously, anchored at a critical juncture of the multiverse. The multiversal nexus will serve as a hub for the exchange of knowledge, culture, and resources across realities, Hexevol explained. "But be warned, with great power comes great responsibility. The eyes of the cosmos are upon you now." With that ominous warning, Hexevol vanished, leaving behind a stunned assembly of humans and Zarconians, and a space station unlike anything the universe had ever seen. Aria turned to the gathered representatives, her eyes shining with the light of infinite possibilities. "My friends," she said, her voice ringing with authority, "we have been given an opportunity beyond imagining. The multiversal nexus is not just a station, it's a bridge between realities, a focal point for the advancement of all sentient life across the multiverse." High Emissary Zalvek stepped forward, its three eyes blinking rapidly in what Aria now recognized as excitement. "Captain Chen, once again you have expanded our understanding of what is possible. But how do we even begin to comprehend the scope of this gift?" Aria smiled, her quantum-enhanced mind already processing the implications. "We start by learning. The Nexus isn't just a place, it's a living library of multiversal knowledge. and we'd just been granted full access. Over the following weeks, the multiversal nexus became a hive of activity. Beings from across realities began to arrive, drawn by the station's unique quantum signature. Aria found herself at the center of it all, her experiences in the quantum crucible making her uniquely suited to navigate the complexities of multiversal diplomacy. One day, as Aria was mediating a discussion between a collective of sentient gas clouds from dimension X37 and a race of crystalline mathematicians from the 11th reality layer, she received an urgent message from the station's quantum core. Captain Chen, the AI construct known as Nini XUS Prime intoned, "We've detected a critical instability in the local multiverse cluster. Analysis suggests a potential collapse of multiple realities within the next solar rotation." Aria's blood ran cold. The very fabric of existence was at stake. "Alert the Multiversal Council," she ordered, "and prepare the Nexus for emergency protocols. We're about to put this station to the ultimate test." As alarms blared across multiple dimensions, Aria strode towards the quantum convergence chamber at the heart of the Nexus. The fate of not just one universe, but countless realities now rested in her hands. "Next USP Rhyme," she called out, her voice steady despite the weight of trillion souls hanging in the balance. "Initiate the Cosmic Harmonization Protocol. We're going to rewrite the laws of physics across the multiverse." As the chamber hummed to life, energies from 1,000 realities converging around her, Aria Chen, once a simple starship captain, now the linchpin of multiversal stability, prepared to face the greatest challenge of her existence. The cosmic harmonization had begun, and with it, a new chapter in the history of the multiverse was about to be written. The chronosynclastic infundibulum. As the cosmic harmonization protocol initiated, Captain Aria Chen felt the fabric of reality twist around her. The quantum convergence chamber pulsed with energies from countless dimensions, each one a thread in the intricate tapestry of the multiverse. "Next USP Grime," Aria called out, her voice steady despite the cosmic forces swirling around her. "Status report on the multiversal collapse." The A's response echoed through the chamber, its tone tinged with an emotion Aria had never heard from it before: urgency. "Critical instability detected in sectors 7 through 13 of the local multiverse cluster. Chronosynclastic rifts forming at an exponential rate." Aria's quantum-enhanced mind raced, processing information from across realities. Chronosynclastic, of course. We're not just dealing with a spatial collapse, but a temporal one as well. As if in response to her realization, a shimmering vortex materialized in the center of the chamber. Unlike anything Aria had encountered before, it seemed to both exist and not exist simultaneously, its edges blurring the line between past, present, and future. "Attention all personnel," NetXUS Prime announced across all dimensional frequencies. "A chronosynclastic infundibulum has formed within the Nexus. Extreme caution advised." Aria approached the vortex, her quantum senses allowing her to perceive its true nature. "It's a nexus point of all possible times and spaces," she breathed in awe. "Every moment that ever was or will be, all converging here." Suddenly, figures began to emerge from the infundibulum. Aria gasped as she recognized herself, countless versions of herself from across the multiverse, each one a road not taken, a possibility unrealized in her own timeline. One version stepped forward, her uniform adorned with insignias Aria didn't recognize. "I am Admiral Chen of the Terran Imperium," she announced. "In my reality, humanity conquered the galaxy. We come seeking asylum from the collapse of our universe." Another Aria, this one dressed in flowing robes adorned with swirling patterns of light, spoke next. "I am Aria the Cosmic Weaver. In my world, humanity transcended physical form to become beings of pure energy. We offer our knowledge to prevent the catastrophe that befell our reality." Version after version introduced themselves, each one a glimpse into a possible future or past for humanity. Some were benevolent, others terrifying. All of them turned to the original Aria, recognition dawning in their eyes. "You're the nexus point," Cosmic Weaver Aria said in awe. "The version of us that holds the key to saving the multiverse." Original Aria's mind reeled with the implications. The chronosynclastic infundibulum. It's not just a symptom of the collapse, it's the solution. We can use it to reweave the fabric of spacetime itself. As she spoke, a new figure emerged from the vortex, a being of swirling chronoparticles that coalesced into a vaguely humanoid shape. "I am the temporal custodian," it announced, its voice echoing from every moment in history simultaneously. "Your actions here will determine the fate of all existence across all timelines." Aria straightened, feeling the weight of infinite realities on her shoulders. "What must we do?" The temporal custodian gestured, and the chronosynclastic infundibulum expanded, enveloping the entire chamber. "Enter the infundibulum. Gather the knowledge of all yourselves from every possible timeline. Only by synthesizing the sum total of human potential can you hope to stabilize the multiverse." Without hesitation, Aria stepped into the swirling vortex. In an instant, her consciousness exploded across time and space. She was every version of herself, living every possible life simultaneously. The accumulated knowledge of countless lifetimes flooded her mind: scientific breakthroughs, philosophical insights, technological marvels beyond imagining. As her myriad selves merged and coalesced, Aria began to perceive the underlying structure of the multiverse. She saw the intricate web of causality that connected all realities, the delicate balance of forces that kept the cosmos in harmony. And she saw the flaw, a tiny imperfection in the quantum foam of spacetime cascading across dimensions, threatening to unravel everything. With her newfound understanding, Aria reached out with her consciousness, her very being extended across the multiverse. She began to weave, using strands of probability and threads of chronoparticles to mend the cosmic fabric. Outside the infundibulum, the various versions of Aria watched in awe as the chamber filled with swirling patterns of light and energy. The temporal custodian nodded in approval. She has become the multiversal constant, the linchpin that holds all realities in alignment. Hours passed in the outside world, but for Aria, it was an eternity and an instant. When she finally emerged from the chronosynclastic infundibulum, she was both herself and so much more. "It is done," she announced, her voice resonating with the harmonic frequency of the cosmos itself. "The multiverse is stabilized. For now." The temporal custodian bowed, its form already beginning to fade. "You have done what no being has accomplished before, but be warned, the balance is fragile. The multiverse will need its constant." As the custodian vanished, Aria turned to her alternate selves. "Return to your timelines," she said. "Take with you the knowledge we've gained. Prepare your realities for what's to come." One by one, the alternate Arias stepped back into the infundibulum, returning to their own worlds. As the last one vanished, the vortex collapsed in on itself, leaving behind a single glowing chronoparticle that orbited Aria like a tiny personal moon. NEXUS Prime's voice broke the silence. Multiversal stability restored to nominal levels. Chronosynclastic anomalies contained. "Captain Chen, what are your orders?" Aria smiled, feeling the pulse of the multiverse flowing through her. "Prepare a quantum broadcast to all allied species and realities. The multiversal nexus is entering a new phase of its existence." As she spoke, Aria's mind was already racing with the possibilities. The knowledge she had gained, the power she now wielded, it was a responsibility unlike any other. But she was no longer just Captain Aria Chen of Earth. She was the multiversal constant, the guardian of all possible realities. "NEXUS Prime," she said, a new determination in her voice. "Initiate Project Cosmic Sentinel. It's time we took a proactive role in maintaining multiversal harmony." As alarms sounded and beings from across dimensions rushed to respond, Aria stood at the heart of the multiversal nexus, a nexus point herself in the great cosmic dance. The next chapter in the history of existence was about to unfold, and she would write it with the ink of stars and the pen of infinite possibilities. The chronosynclastic infundibulum had changed everything, and Arya Chen, once a simple starship captain, now the linchpin of all existence, was ready to face whatever the multiverse had in store. The Omniverse Paradigm. As Project Cosmic Sentinel took shape, Captain Arya Chen, now the multiversal constant, found herself at the center of a cosmic revolution. The multiversal nexus had become a beacon of harmony across realities, but with this new equilibrium came unforeseen challenges. Anomaly detected in the quantum substratum. NetXUS Prime announced one day, its voice resonating through the hyperdimensional corridors of the station. Unknown energy signature emerging from beyond the multiverse boundary. Arya's consciousness, now expanded to encompass the breadth of reality itself, focused on the disturbance. What she perceived defied comprehension, a tear in the very fabric of existence, leading to something else. Initiate omniversal scan, Arya commanded, drawing upon knowledge gained from countless alternate selves. We need to understand what we're dealing with. As the scan commenced, a shimmering portal materialized in the heart of the Nexus. Through it stepped a being unlike any Arya had encountered in her journeys across the multiverse. It appeared to be composed of pure information, its form a swirling vortex of symbols and equations. Greetings, multiversal constant, the entity's voice resonated directly in Arya's mind. I am the algorithmic overseer, emissary of the Omniverse Collective. Arya's quantum-enhanced senses reeled at the implications. Omniverse? You mean there's something beyond the multiverse? The algorithmic overseer's form shimmered with what might have been amusement. The multiverse, you know, is but one bubble in an infinite cosmic foam. The Omniverse encompasses all possible sets of multiverses, each operating under its own unique laws of physics. As the overseer spoke, holographic projections sprang to life around them, depicting layer upon layer of realities nested within greater structures. Arya saw multiverses clustered like galaxies, forming superstructures that boggled the mind. Your ascension to multiversal constant has sent ripples through the Omniverse, the overseer continued. The collective has deemed your reality cluster ready for integration into the greater cosmic network. Arya's mind raced with the possibilities and the dangers. Integration. What exactly does that entail? The hypercosmic mesh, the overseer replied, gesturing to a shimmering web that seemed to connect the myriad realities. A network of quantum entanglement that allows for instantaneous communication and travel between all points in the Omniverse. But be warned, with great power comes great responsibility. As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the Nexus. NetXUS Prime's voice cut through the chaos. Critical alert. Dimensional incursion detected in multiple sectors. Unknown entities breaching the multiverse boundary. The algorithmic overseer's form pulsed with urgency. The Void Hunters, cosmic predators that feed on nascent realities. Your connection to the hypercosmic mesh has drawn their attention. Arya's resolve hardened. This was the ultimate test of her role as multiversal constant. NetXUS Prime, initiate the Cosmic Sentinel Protocol. All hands to battle stations. As the multiversal nexus transformed into a fortress of reality, Arya turned to the overseer. We need to seal the breach and repel these void hunters. Any suggestions? The overseer's form coalesced into a more humanoid shape, ready for action. We must rewrite the quantum encoding of your local multiverse cluster. Create a firewall in the fabric of reality itself. What followed was a battle unlike any in the history of existence. Arya, channeling the power of the chronosynclastic infundibulum, wove strands of pure possibility to reinforce the walls of reality. The algorithmic overseer unleashed torrents of cosmic code, patching vulnerabilities in the universal operating system. Across countless dimensions, beings of all species and forms joined the fight. Zirconian bioships merged with human quantum computers, forming a trans-dimensional defense grid. Entities of pure energy from the 11th reality layer sacrificed themselves to power cosmic weaponry. As the battle raged, Aria had an epiphany. The Void Hunters, they're not just predators. They're antibodies of the Omniverse, attacking what they perceive as a threat. The Overseer's form flickered with realization. Of course, we're not fighting an enemy, we're failing a test. Quick, recalibrate the hypercosmic mesh. We need to prove we're not a cancer in the body of the Omniverse. With a thought, Aria reached out to every being in her multiverse cluster. Everyone, listen. We need to demonstrate harmony, not conflict. Focus your thoughts on creation, on symbiosis. As understanding spread, the tide of battle shifted. Instead of attacking the Void Hunters, the defenders began to resonate with them, aligning their quantum frequencies to show they were part of the greater cosmic whole. The effect was immediate and breathtaking. The Void Hunters, their purpose fulfilled, dissolved into streams of primordial energy that flowed into the multiversal nexus, supercharging its systems. As the dust settled, Aria found herself standing in a transformed nexus. The station now pulsed with the power of the Omniverse itself, a true crossroads of all possible realities. The algorithmic overseer approached, its form now a perfect blend of information and energy. Congratulations, Aria Chen. Your multiverse cluster has passed the final test. Welcome to the Omniverse Collective. Aria looked out at the infinite expanse of creation stretching before her. What happens now? Now, the Overseer replied, you take your place among the shapers of reality. The Omniverse paradigm has shifted, and you, Aria Chen, are its newest architect. As beings from across the Omniverse began to pour into the Nexus, eager to meet the newest member of the cosmic community, Aria felt a sense of both awe and purpose. She had started this journey as a simple starship captain, and now stood at the very pinnacle of existence. Next USP rhyme, she called out, her voice resonating with the harmonic frequency of the Omniverse itself. Begin Omniverse Integration Protocol. It's time to rewrite the book of creation. As systems hummed to life and realities shifted to accommodate their new role, Aria Chen, starship captain, multiversal constant, and now omniversal architect, prepared to face the greatest adventure of all, shaping the very nature of existence itself. The Omniverse paradigm had begun, and with it, a new chapter in the infinite story of creation was about to unfold.